Hi YouTube, this is Claudia on another sensational Saturday, and this afternoon I am thinking about the subject of stopping, a simple act of cessation, and it's making me think about the beauty in stillness. And stillness is a state in which we have stopped to be still and know. So I thought, well, okay, let me just ponder for a second. Where is quite the power in stopping? And then I realized when I thought that thought and sat with it for a while and just stopped thinking with that thought on my mind, I pondered the topic of spirit coming in. Spirit coming in and quietly helping us with whatever we need help on. It could have been a question that we asked. It could have been an unasked query. We could just be in a state of paralysis, immobility, in thought or action. But the situation is we needed to stop. And in that moment, Spirit sweeps in and does everything that we need at that time to go on when the action starts again. Now, it is up to us to accept what Spirit has left in our souls or keep doing whatever we're doing and ponder again, but Spirit is loving, and it is softly telling us everything that we need in any given moment, everything. So I thought about those in history and those around me and myself, and how stopping has been instrumental for our growth and history's growth and my growth. And I think to myself, you know what? When we must stop at a certain point and sleep, that's a spiritual time, just like all other times, I believe, in our lives. Activity in a certain day simply ceases. We stop. And we know the blessing and rejuvenation that's available in the stopping when our bodies are refreshed. You know what? If I run into, as a writer, a situation where I don't know what else is going to go on in the story, in the essay, in the writing, I simply stop. Because to continue doing whatever I'm doing and nothing is coming of it in a fruitful fashion, it's like running up against a brick wall. You've got to stop. I stop. And I do something else. And I also encourage other people to stop and do something else when they're doing something that they can't get the answer to, or they don't know which direction to go at that given point. Just stop, I like to say. Stop and do something else that you love to do. And when you come back to doing whatever it is you need to do, believe me, it will be there. The answer that you need will be there. Stop and let silence come in. And if you're thinking about the Bible, stop, be still, and know what? Know that there is a power there that is God, whatever name you call God, and know that in that power is peace and understanding and an unconditional love and a balm that covers everything for us. The power of stopping. I think about Maya Angelou stopping when something happened to her that was just catastrophic in her childhood, and she stopped speaking. There was a blessing in that, stopping, because I'm sure she was able to feel deeper than she had felt before. and sense the world in a different place, and sense her place in that world in a different place, so that when the teacher helped her to speak again or encouraged her to speak again, she was ready. She was ready to know the absolute glory of her voice. So when she eventually later on in life put pen to paper and let that voice reign free, we're all blessed with it if we know Maya Angelou and the extraordinary power of her pen. If you stop, let's say, in a relationship, and the relationship gives you room to ponder because things aren't going so well in it, and you just feel like you don't know what to do, and sometimes you don't know whether to let this person go or pray that they let you go, or whatever the situation. If you just stop and tell yourself, I just can't do this anymore, and walk away for a day, a weekend, a week if you can. In that stillness, in that stopping, I guarantee you, I'm almost for certain, you will have more of an answer with whether you should go on or not, or whatever you should do with that relationship. It will come. It will be there. I've got to tell you, I don't want to forget to tell you about a time when my sister, my auntie, and my sister's boyfriend at the time, and my knee baby sister, when we all went to Martha's Vineyard for vacation, and on my sister's boyfriend at the time, and he is just a wonderful, beautiful soul, and Jake, we call him. His name is Jake. Anyway, Jake invited us to Martha's Vineyard. Oh my God, the experience was something to live for, to get to that day when you could actually say, oh my God, I visited Martha's Vineyard, and what a blessing it was. Okay, on the vineyard, I had the opportunity to meet silence in a very special way. I was reading a book that encouraged me to try an experiment, a spiritual experiment. And, excuse me, I stopped. I literally stopped speaking for 24 hours. And if anybody knows me, I love to talk. I don't care what you doing, how you doing it, where we doing it. Girl, I got to say something, you know. And anyway, I got to that part in the book, and I said, okay, stop speaking for 24 hours. Let me tell you, I stopped. And it was one of the most wonderful experiences of my life. I was aware of myself in a different way, of my setting, of the people around me. I could hear, I could listen and analyze and not analyze and simply enjoy the pleasure of being. I brought a pad with me because I didn't stay in the cottage that we had. I took a pad so that I could communicate with people if they absolutely had to say something to me, or if I had to say something to them, I said it in writing. I went to the library, and it was wonderful. It was just a wonderful experience, even while reading and not reading, and when I even noticed how people responded to me when they realized I couldn't speak or wasn't speaking. I got certain responses like, oh my God, poor pitiful thing, she can't talk, oh. And I've got reverential responses like head nodding and silence themselves, and a quiet reading of the notepad for the librarian who asked me a question, and I answered it. It was not only healing for me, but it was healing, I believe, for other people, for me to stop speaking. And then they had to realize how they felt about a person who could not speak. I don't know, sometimes if you can, stop something in your life that you need to stop to determine where you are with it. For example, last night I was watching YouTube. Oh my God, I love you, YouTube. I love you. I was watching YouTube and I came across a TED Talk video. And the gentleman was talking about stopping a certain activity. If you feel it's your weakness, stop it. And then in the stopping, you will know whether you should continue with something that you feel is a weakness for you. And he said, give yourself 2 years to do the thing that you feel you have a weakness at doing. And then if in 2 years you don't get any better, then stop it. I would agree to him to a certain extent. I think it's wonderful that you should stop something that you feel anyway is a weakness for you to do it. It's a weakness and no longer a challenge. Yes, stop it. But I would not say what time factor to put on it to say stop it. I wouldn't say stop it in 3 days if it's a weakness and you feel you can't do it. I think that's between you and your karmic contract or your Akashic contract with the divine, whatever you call the divine, to stop it, whatever that thing is. Because you could stop it in 9 months, you could stop it in 5 years, you could stop it in 10 years. But whatever you do, give yourself the blessing of stopping it. And then you'll see whether or not you should go on. I've done that with certain things in my life, and one would be writing. Like all writers, I think we labor under the pretext of, is this really going somewhere? Can I really write? Or do I have a future writing? Will I ever make any money at it? But then you think you don't need to make any money at it. But yes, you do. So that's paradoxical. But I do it. And when I stopped doing it, I realized that I did it because I write because I simply love it. I love it. I love stories. I love words. I love the way stories unravel. I love the way they wrap up. I love my mother from my past reading to me as a child at the kitchen table. I love the power of the word and the power of story to change our lives. So I'll be reading some of my fiction to you, and eventually one Saturday, one day, and I'll be reading the fiction of other people. So get ready, it's coming. I love it. So I guess it's time for this video to stop, or I'll have to put it up in pieces that might repeat themselves because I don't know how to video edit just yet. But nonetheless, thank you for being with me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I'm most appreciative for everything. Even the wind on my face, the sun on my face today, the shade I'm sitting in, this bench I'm sitting on, my phone that I'm recording on, my breath, everything I'm grateful for, and definitely for you. So have a wonderful Saturday. Love you. Bye.